All right, we're going live now, guys. I'm gonna get this started up. Good afternoon, good morning, good night, wherever you guys are at. Try to do a little bit earlier in the day for Pacific time because I know we got a lot of Europeans right now. So thanks for tuning in. So a few things to go over. Main thing is going to be Bitcoin sentiment. I think this is what everyone's curious about right now. After that, we're going to be going over my favorite altcoins, which I already posted earlier, RSR, Link, and Luna. I'll be going over my entries on them, what I think is going to happen. And then after that, there's no more structure. Please mute your mic. Holy shit. GG77. There we go.
You got money, right?
Oh, God.
Sorry
all the money.
Okay. All right, guys, keep the mics muted. So that's the structure of the stream. First thing, Bitcoin sentiment, my favorite altcoins after this for the upcoming week. Then we'll take your guys' personal questions, your TA questions about the market, whatever it may be. Should be a short stream, not as much as last time. Last time we did about 4-hour stream, so we'll keep it shorter this time so everyone can get their questions answered. But yeah, so we'll get started. I'm just going to mute everyone's mic right now because some of you guys just got tons of background noise right now. All right, we should be good. So if everyone can see the stream, looks like we got the same problem going on. Max viewers, so someone else might have to, Jesus Christ, please for the love of God, mute your mics. I'm just gonna do it manually here to everyone. So you guys are not able to talk. 1 second. There we go. All right, so first thing I wanna go over, Bitcoin sentiment. Obviously, we've taken a tumble from the highs. We called this on Ethereum about 2.5 weeks ago. It was the rising wedge that played out. As you can see, the TA is already here. We were cautious for Ethereum up here. It was rising at too fast of a pace into all-time highs. Not enough buyers found at the 48K level. So 5K was not going to happen as soon as many people thought. Rising wedge broke down. We had about, I want to say, a 15% drop from this. Yeah, 13% drop from this. So we started selling Ethereum at all-time highs. Now we're sitting back at major demand. Ethereum's chart, and I'll go over this in just a little bit. Ethereum's chart is 10 times better than what Bitcoin looks like right now. So I'll be focused on trading Ethereum instead of Bitcoin, but I still want to go over Bitcoin first to give you guys an idea of what I think is going on. So it looks like we have a ton of people in here watching this. If you can't see it, I am sorry. We'll need someone else to stream it. So if somebody wants to do that, I don't know who it's going to be. Unfortunately, sorry about that, guys. I don't know why Discord has a limit, but I'm going to continue forward. First things first, Bitcoin on the daily time frame. This is something major. I think everyone sees this and everyone's been watching this. A lot of people calling for, I want to say, the 52K range, right? This is where we see the major support. This is where we had our massive drop last time. That sent us down 25%. I think everyone remembers this. This was back in September of 2021 because last time, September of 2020, the exact same thing happened. So we all know beginning of September, not the best because the summer from July and August up until the beginning of September is usually very, very bullish. And that's what we saw beginning of July up until August, until the beginning of September, then you have your correction. Same thing here, but the seasonal sentiment for Bitcoin is going into the end of the year for December, and somebody else is sharing the screen now so you guys can watch it. So if you guys want to watch the screen, you can't see mine, or Algo was streaming it, but you can watch this. As far as the seasonality goes, going into December is always bullish. This happened last year, going into December to January. We had some of the biggest gains I think I've seen as of recently were during this period. And this is the exact same thing I expect going forward. We're sitting on a massive trendline support here, as we can see, starting from July into the dip in September. This is the 25% correction, and we have retested as of the last 2 days. John, I'm sorry, I gotta mute you, mate. So we had our correction. This was from, as much of a meme as it is, 69K was all-time high, and we had our 21% correction. Just want to compare this back to September. Same thing September, 21 to 25% correction into the next bullish run. And this is exactly what happened. Now, the catalyst for September was a little easier to spot because we just had a massive order block destroyed. And then we ended up breaking this and retesting it, as you guys can see here. This is very easy to see. Massive resistance, broken, retested into all-time highs. Now, we need to figure out what exactly is the catalyst for this exact point that we're bouncing on. We obviously bounce on the trend line, which is good for longs. I'm bullish right now for those of you that don't actually understand that. Right now is a time where you should be bullish. We are down 25% from the all-time highs. This is a standard retracement in the historical trend for Bitcoin. This is where you should be buying Bitcoin. Not necessarily buying up all your favorite altcoins, even though we'll get into that after this, but Bitcoin right now, I think the dominance for Bitcoin is going to take over very soon. Everybody's watching it. A lot of money is transferring out of these alts that have been going 60, 70, 80% in the last week. So it's time to transition back into the majors. So I don't think the major altcoin run is going to happen right now. I think we have the correction in Bitcoin, right? Start with the majors, into ETH, then we get into the alt flow. So one of the main things here, and this is going to be the catalyst on the smaller time frames. This is going to be what I'm looking at to break so we can get that exact same momentum we had in September, right? Exact same thing in September. This is where we're sitting after the 21% dip. We have the exact same here. Sitting in the 21% dip. Usually this happens every single time. You get a 10% dip, you get a 20% dip, you sit stagnant for 4 to 5 days. Also, we do have the monthly closure, which is going to occur in the next 2 days. 2 days and 4 hours, monthly closure. This is very important. Hopefully, and I want to tell you guys exactly what I expect here for a bullish continuation. Obviously, we have a manipulation of the lows here. I'll explain what this means for those that don't understand. Let's take this off. First things first, right? We had our range. We sat in this for roughly a day or so. That's a week. 1 week span of range. Very hard to trade this. Not many people could trade this. This is why you transition into alts during this period. Bitcoin dominance starts trending downwards, and then you get the massive dip. Now, what normally happens with this scenario here is you have your trend, you have the manipulation of lows. It's called manipulation of lows because all of the previous lows that were defending support have been broken. This is broken in 1 4-hour candle. This is a pretty disgusting day. What happens here is you look for expansion. At some point, all you need to do is break these lows. And this is the catalyst, right? This is the catalyst to get back into the bullish momentum. This is what I want to see to start up a bullish trend for November or for December into the end of November here. And this is at 1 key level. There's literally only one price that you need to pay attention here. And this is going to be right at, we can call it 56K even, because this is probably where all the sellers are going to be. I'm going to set an alert here. And this is it. This is the standard setup you're going to need to understand on lower time frames when the entire change in momentum is going to occur, right? As soon as these break of lows changes and we break the momentum here and we can break back up into the trend that we were previously stuck in, this is when we'll get probably 2 to 3 days of extremely bullish momentum until we hit our next supply, which is at the high of the previous range being at 59K. So not that long of a trend I see, but I do see in the next week after the monthly close, we get this next bullish trend. So if you guys can't see the stream, I'm sorry. If somebody wants to stream it, you're more than welcome to. I think like half of you can't see my screen. I am recording, so after this you can look back. It's better with a visual, so if somebody else, we should probably do Zoom next time. It sucks that they limit this, but what are you gonna do? Sending complaints to Discord, I guess. So this is the goal, right? This is the full goal right here. Break 56K, break the previous lows, get out of the manipulation because most people are bearish, right? As soon as these lows were broken, I can tell because most of you became bearish because of this. Lows got broken. We tested a major trend line after the break of this low range. Everyone starts selling, and this is where whales and institutions start accumulating. So normally this is exactly how it occurs. You scare retail into breaking the low. This is where all retail stops are, right? If you're buying this range, it's very easy to tell where you're placing your stops. And the stops are right below the range. And that's exactly what happened. We'll go to the 1 hour candle and show you guys just how bad this was. I think this was straight like 8 hours. Yeah, 13 hours of capitulation. Red the entire time. If you go to Twitter, you'll see everyone became bearish during this time. Everyone started crying. Everyone started complaining that it was completely red. But this is actually healthy for the market. We flushed out all of the long traders. Everyone who was opening longs in this range, everyone here got absolutely destroyed. So either they got liquidated or not. It doesn't matter. Funding rates were exactly the same during this time. So we're not even going to take that into consideration. But all of these trades in this range have been reset. They're all stopped out. And now the whales are looking to accumulate because traders that get stopped out in this range look for lower lows. And if you don't get lower lows, what's going to happen? Those exact traders are going to buy back higher. And you need people to buy back higher in order to push the range further. So that's what I'm expecting this to be the buying range, especially because on this daily time frame, you have this massive trend line, which works most of the time here, plus the daily 200 EMA right below here. Everybody and their mother, and I swear, I think I've seen every single day on my feed on Twitter, 52K, 53K is where everyone wants to buy. Let me tell you, if everyone is looking to buy at the exact same range, they are never going to get this range. This has never happened in time before when everyone is calling for a price target they want. When Bitcoin was at 28K, and you guys remember this too, I'll show you guys. When Bitcoin was at this range right here, kind of looks like the one we're about to get into right now. When Bitcoin was sitting in this range and everyone's like, all right, we got bear flag on the daily. We're going to see 17K. We're going to see 2017 highs retested. And guess what happened? Nowhere near anyone's buy. So when the market goes extremely bearish and all you see is fear in the market, this is when massive traders, whales, institutions, whoever you want to call them, the ones that are pushing the bids higher and that are buying the ask ranges, this is when they're buying. When everyone else is expecting a lower price, because I'm sure some of you were actually a part of this mix where you saw prices down here at the low of range for Bitcoin, 30K, and you're like, all right, yeah, it's done. It's done. We're not going to buy this. It's going to trail lower. And then you see price come back up to the 40K range. You're like, all right, I want to buy now. And then you start buying at the highest range possible when you didn't want to buy at the lowest. What is going to occur here? The rest of the retail market starts buying, pushes the market higher. And then into September, whales drop their orders, reaccumulate on a 25% dip because they got their discount. And then again, guys, this, like you can tell by going into the social sentiment factor and looking at the psychology of traders and retail mostly is they get bearish at points where you should be buying the discounts. The exact same thing happened here in September. They didn't want to buy 40K because they thought that this was the end of the range, that it was a bear market. What happened? They didn't buy, and institutions marked price up higher, and we got to a break of structure. Structure broke, retail buys, all-time highs hit very soon. Look at the fear and greed. I don't know what the fear and greed's at right now. I think it's at the lows. I think we're at maybe not extreme fear, but close enough. And this is what I'm expecting, right? When most of the market doesn't want to buy because they want lower prices, guess what? Price is going to get marked up in their face. This happens every single time. Most people never learn from it, which is sad, but this is where you can take advantage of it. So that is my sentiment for Bitcoin. Low time frames, I am looking for 56K to break, right? This is all we need. Break structure here, come back to range highs, retrace for a bit, break 200 EMA on the 4 hour. We all know that this is one of the most important indicators of the market. This has been back tested many times by me. If we can flip this, then you can see all-time highs in December. Merry Christmas. It would be great, right? We're not going to predict that yet. Stick on the low time frames. Major break of structure has not occurred. Wait for the low time frames. These are scalps, maybe 3 to 4 days. You can swing max. All right, so in the beginning of the stream, I also said that Ethereum looks 10 times better than Bitcoin. I'm gonna go over 2 different charts with you to show you my thesis behind this and why I might be trading Ethereum at a little bit more than Bitcoin. Take a look at Bitcoin's chart one last time. Actually, I'll put them right up next to each other so you guys can get an observation of both of them. I'll put this one on the 8 hour here. I'm gonna pull up ETH. And I know everyone's been talking about Ethereum dying, the Ethereum killers coming into the market, the AVAX flipping, whatever you want to call it. Everyone's been calling for Ethereum's demise. Normally, the exact same thing as I said before, when this occurs, right, you can use this psychological tactic in your trading to understand when social sentiment pushes for a certain thesis, Ethereum back to 2K because AVAX and Solana had lower fees. Ironically, AVAX's fees are now, I want to say 10x from what they were a year ago. So if you guys want to get into fundamentals, we can talk about that at the end of the stream, going into the difference in fees calculated from AVAX and Ethereum and why they're actually similar and why I think Ethereum is here to stay forever. I don't think that AVAX is going to be taking over, but we'll get into that at the end. Anyways, we're going to go over why I think Ethereum looks 10 times better than Bitcoin. The first chart, we're going to use the USD chart for Ethereum. Look on the daily time frame. And the important thing to note here is that the chart is so much cleaner than Bitcoin's. First off, because one of the major order blocks has already been touched, right? Or major supports, I shouldn't call this an order block. One of the major supports has been hit. The same one that we would relate to Ethereum's, right? This was before the dip in September. right here, September 7th, September 7th. We're at that support right now. Today, we are currently at that support. Bitcoin still has not tested it. We have not hit that range. We still have about 5% deviation to the bottom of that range. That's why I'm stepping away from Bitcoin, going back into Ethereum. The risk to reward is a lot better right now for Ethereum than Bitcoin is. And the most important chart of them all, we'll bring this up on the big screen, is the Ethereum Bitcoin chart now. I think everybody has seen this chart recently. The weekly looks absolutely incredible. So for those that don't understand what this is Ethereum denominated by Bitcoin. As the chart moves up, right, as price marks up, this means that Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin, right? This is the basic of denomination numeration. If you're denominating in USDT or in Bitcoin, it doesn't matter what it is. As the chart moves down, Bitcoin is outperforming. So if you look at any chart denominated in Bitcoin, all you need to know is as the chart moves down, Bitcoin is outperforming your numerator, and as the chart moves up, the numerator is outperforming the denominator. So in this case, Bitcoin being the denomination of our asset, Ethereum has been outperforming for quite some time. For about the last 238 days, we've had a complete outperform by Ethereum. This is pretty much what we should have expected. However, even if you missed the last 200 days from Ethereum's outperformance, that's okay. You were probably in alts that outperformed both of them. Ethereum was not the top performer of 2021 by any means, nor was Bitcoin. However, there is a reason we should take more consideration in trading Ethereum now is because, and everyone should know exactly what pattern I'm about to show here. I'll let you guys type in chat. I haven't been looking at chat, so if you guys have questions, wait till the end because I want to go over this first. We have an absolutely beautiful, I need to look at Toko as well. Absolutely beautiful. This is a weekly time frame. Every single candle here is a denomination of a week's worth of data. We are sitting very strong in a high ascending triangle called a flag ascending triangle. Does not matter what you call this. It is extremely bullish for Ethereum and bearish for Bitcoin if you're trading against the pairs. Absolutely beautiful here. And this is why it's a little odd that most of the market turns bearish in these moments is you sit on massive supports for the majors and you have massive bullish charts like this when you're denominated in Bitcoin. We'll do a few alts denominated in Bitcoin, also show you some more of these, but Ethereum right now has the best looking chart. And this is why you should be looking to trade Ethereum more than Bitcoin. Why? Because the chart itself says that Ethereum is going to outperform Bitcoin. You want to be in the outperforming asset. Why trade Bitcoin if it's only going to move 10%, when you can trade Ethereum, it's going to move 20, make more money. So keep Ethereum on watch. Still, I think we have, as of the last, I'll have to check the Discord, but I sold half of my Ethereum bags at all-time highs, which was, we did this, what, 2 weeks ago? We sold half of all of our Ethereum in the 46K range, or 4600 range. So right around here, when we were stagnating, not finding buyers, we sold, at least I hope you guys did it with me. Otherwise, why would you be in chat? We sold our Ethereum bags. Now we have a discount on Ethereum, roughly 10%. So we can buy back, right? We took profits on all of our Ethereum we were buying at 36. So this is the last time we started buying heavy. So about a 30% move on our Ethereum bags in about a month. Now we sold them at all-time highs. We can buy back the Ethereum bags at a 10% discount. Rinse and repeat. It makes 0 cents to not buy right now. So if you don't own Ethereum, this is one of the best times to buy it because the risk reward is completely in your favor to own this asset. Okay, so we went over Bitcoin, market sentiment going into the end of the year. We went over Ethereum and why I think it's going to continue to outperform Bitcoin and why I think the chart is still very solid right now. After calling the top, I do think that this is local bottom 100%. So I think the risk reward is in everyone's favor to start trading bullishly right now. I'll go into my favorite alts that I think, some of the alts that I'm actually already in. We talked about this earlier, RSR, Luna, and Link. I see someone just talked about Link in chat, so we'll talk about Link here shortly. All right, so I apologize. It looks like no one's able to share screen here. If you're at your crib and you can share the screen for other people, that's awesome. Some of the moderators aren't home right now, so they're not able to do it, but it is recorded. So if you are a visual learner and you can't see what I'm sharing right now, watch the stream later. I'll post it up on YouTube so you can visually learn along with me. So any questions on that? We went over the two majors, Bitcoin and Ethereum. Hit me with your questions right now if you guys have any. and we'll get over into the alts. And then after alts, I don't have much else to talk about. So once we do go over the alts, oh wait, one more thing before your questions. You can send them in chat right now, but one more thing I want to go over for Bitcoin was the similarities between the 2020 breakout or the early 2021 breakout into all-time high, into 40% correction, and why I think that this may be quite similar to what we're seeing right now. If you guys want permission to stream, let me know. Anyone can have it. There we go. Hunter's up. Appreciate it, boss. So you guys can click on Hunter's stream. He is streaming my stream right now. That is being recorded. Now let's go into this. And this is one of the most fascinating charts that I've seen as of recently. It's not following suit as perfectly as one would hope. However, it's still a very strong chart and one that I want to go over with you guys. So first things first, I want to go over into the correlation between the early 2021 cup and handle, you call it cup and handle into all-time highs, inverse head and shoulders, whatever it was, massive supply into correction, right? This is exactly what we had at 41K correction, just about, I want to say 15%. Oh, this was even a heavier one, 30%. So massive 30% correction here. This is where whales started accumulating while the rest of the market went bearish, as I explained before. You broke the highs, right? You broke the recent highs with massive volume, and then you started your trend. So the reason we're bringing this up now is because we had something extremely similar, literally almost identical to this back in September. We had a massive correction, 25% dip. So the dips are getting less severe, so about 10% less. You broke the highs here, just like we did over here, broke the highs with volume, broke the highs with volume to the dot. I mean, the candles almost match up perfectly as well. And now we just trace out the exact same movements, and we expect to see the same thing going in December. So as we saw, let's see here, top out at all-time high. So you have your first high, which was the first all-time high created after the previous one, right? So your first all-time high created, which was right here. This is the first new all-time high. Then you have your retrace, then you have your retrace back into new all-time high, which gives you the high range, and then you have your next massive correction. It's just rinse and repeat from this point. Next massive correction, almost the same amount, 18% on both sides, and then from the bottom, as we said before, sitting at support on Bitcoin, sitting on massive trend line, a lot going for right now. Going into December, seasonally, very bullish. What I expect here is one more break of all-time high, and I'm serious about what I'm about to say. Is I expect one more break of all-time highs. Could be in December, could be in January, February, March, it doesn't matter when. Sometime soon, one more all-time high break to match this exact same factor. And then I expect another major retrace, more than the second one. And unfortunately, potentially the next bear market. Now, I know it sucks to say that for a lot of you starting out that we could experience another bear market coming soon, but the trends don't lie, right? I don't expect history to repeat exactly, but I do expect it to rhyme similarly. So if these can be similar in trend, I'm very happy with this because there's still a lot to take advantage of here. However, we gotta be very realistic. Guys, 2021 and 2020 has been, I don't know what you guys want to define a super cycle as, but to me, it's been a super cycle with the amount of money that's been made and the amount of percent gains on assets across all markets. I mean, I remember trading Link at $2 in 2020. The Link is $27. I remember trading Luna at $1. Luna's $40. Sol at $3. Sol's $200. Like, I don't know what else many people expect from crypto right now. I don't know if it's greed across the markets, but it's something we need to take in consideration. We're getting to the point where the cycles have gone on for so long that the amount of economic power to push this market further is getting too hard. We're going to need regulation or something else to push this. So a fundamental event, we had Taproot for Bitcoin, which was the Bitcoin fork, right? Like we had SegWit in 2017. We had Taproot. SegWit happened in 2017. You hit all-time high. We had Taproot in end of 2021. Maybe get the next all-time high. So I'm watching this factorial right here, right? This exact as what people are factors. So this is what I expect. One more all-time high. Get another major retrace. Bear market starts there. And there's a reason that we've been scaling out of most of our longs. So for those of you that have been here for 1 year, 2 years so far, you know, as we've moved up this range, I've been telling you guys, we're scaling out of longs. We're moving back into more leverage positions because these are easier to get in and out of on a daily basis. Now, the most beautiful thing here to happen would be for this not to occur, obviously, and we just continue a super cycle past this. But be realistic with the amount of economic power in the market. As Bitcoin hits further and further and further all-time highs, it's taking more and more and more money to push it the same amount that it was being pushed before, right? So if it took 46 days to occur about 3.7 million in volume, it did the same thing here in 2020, and we had 2.27 million volume, and we're hitting lower lows. So something fundamental has to happen with Bitcoin to occur to have more economic power hit the market, or else we'll see a bear market sometime in 2022. Sucks to say it because I've been bull my whole life and I'm still bullish on it, but be realistic with the events that will occur. Be realistic with how long the cycles last. This can't go forever, but still a lot of money to be made. So next up, we'll get into the alts. If you guys missed it or just joined, one of the best buys I still think right now is Ethereum at this 4K range. There's too much going for it for you not to buy it. The risk is so low at this level that it doesn't matter if you're buying this now at 41K or 44K or 4,400. Sorry, Ethereum is not in the 10,000s yet. So don't expect it to go absolutely insane in the next week. Wait for a daily closure if you want. I think it's a fine buy right now. Now we'll get into the alts that I like the most, which I already posted about, RSR being one of the first ones. And this thing is rare today. This is beautiful because we talked about this last night in chat. RSR and Luna being two of my favorite altcoins. These are TA based. Luna a little bit more fundamental. I think it deserves a spot in the top 10. We'll go into the coin market cap after this and show you guys where it stands. But RSR, very familiar chart here. We've seen this in many different altcoins. DIA has this exact same formation. DIA is a little bit cleaner than this one. However, market cap on DIA is a lot lower and it's a lot less publicly known. So social sentiment isn't as high for it. RSR has good social sentiment behind it, has a good chart behind it, and a breakout has not occurred. One of the coolest things about RSR right now is we're currently in the supply zone. I think we roughly broke this yesterday when I was talking about it. One of the major supply zones was right here at 40 cents. We're above that right now. So we've cleared it. I think RSR is a good buy. I know it's up 17% for the day. I think this absolutely continues. We have, I want to say, another 5% deviation or so. 7% deviation until the trend line, which is going to be the next selling pressure zone. After that, it is very easy to determine this. Any of you with a chart can determine the next sell zones here. This is absolutely good practice for all of you to attempt. Go to the recent highs, and this is where your sell zones are. Right? This is where you're taking profits in, and this is where you're watching for breakouts plus retest. And then we'll make soft resistance here. There you go. You have all your zones plotted. Plenty of profit taking points. I should probably check what I'm up right now on it. And then someone just posted it. As I said, I did want to go over the Bitcoin charts with all of these as well because I think they look really good. Nick just posted one, RSR and Bitcoin chart. I'll go over that for you guys that are watching my screen now. We'll denominate this in Bitcoin and show you guys. And another reason I do like these is because of the event and the possible event of outperforming Bitcoin here. And the beauty of this is the reason you're going to trade these alts is to outperform another asset that you could be trading, right? So in this event, what you can be doing is watching for a breakout on the alt charts. So if you go to your favorite altcoin, Polkadot, MATIC, whatever it is, denominate it in Bitcoin or denominate it in Ethereum and see if it's getting or approaching a breakout point. Now, the reason this matters is because if you can denominate one of your favorite altcoins that you're planning on trading into a major asset that you own like Bitcoin or Ethereum, and you can see a breakout almost occurring on those denominated charts just like this, what you can do is if you own Bitcoin is you transfer it into RSR in anticipation for the break, because if RSR breaks out here, it is outperforming the denominator. So what you would do is take the Bitcoin you own, transfer it into RSR, make your quick gain, transfer it back into Bitcoin. Now you own more Bitcoin than you did before because you could understand that there was an altcoin that was soon to outperform the asset that you owned. And that's what you should do. It's a nice way to rinse and repeat your altcoin profits into Bitcoin, the Bitcoin profits back in altcoins as you understand the breakouts on the denominations. So going over RSI a little bit more in detail, as we can see, a lot of these charts should be so simple to read that you guys can show your mother these charts and she'll understand exactly what I'm talking about here. Plenty of support here. This level has been defended well over, I want to say 200 days here. That's over almost a year. So for almost a year now, the RSR Bitcoin chart has been defended at 57 sats for almost an entire year here. February 27th looks like the mark point for resistance. We flipped this into demand several times, coming up to a major breakout. RSR should be on everyone's watch. If any of you were here last night, we net the entire move on RSR, which is beautiful, but I think it continues. Next one up, Luna. I think we got everything done on RSR. Breakout occurring on the Bitcoin denomination. Also, a sweet breakout occurring on the USDT one. So going to Luna next, because this is the next one I really like. I own both of these, by the way. Luna I bought yesterday, and I bought RSR yesterday. I think these are still very strong buys. The cool thing about Luna is it's just had one of the strongest charts of like all time. One of the best buys that you could have ever had was when we put out buys at $4 for Luna. I actually don't own my entire position from buying Luna here, but this was literally the most blessed day you've ever seen. If you see strong fundamental coins like Luna, if you guys have been following the project, and they drop 80% in a day, or even in a week, yeah, you buy those. I know some people might have PTSD from Luna if you held it from the highs, but my lord, was this the buy of a lifetime. This may have been, I want to say this was probably one of our best trades out of the last year. Solana was also one of our best trades. Solana went $3 to 200, but Luna as well. Now, going into what I expect from Luna, we need to go to CoinMarketCap real quick. Let me pull this up. It is a top 10 coin, which means I think this moves with the majors. And what that means is, as Bitcoin's moving, as Ethereum is moving, as a lot of these layer ones move, let's put this up right here. I think Luna's top 20, if I'm not mistaken. Where is it? Right here. Luna at 13 right now. Market cap is sitting at 19 billion. Plenty of room to move. I mean, we still have a double up until we get into the top 10. I think Luna's stronger than XRP. I also think that Luna and AVAX have plenty of time to flip Cardano, which probably should be in the top 50. I don't know why it's 6 still, but we'll go over Cardano because Cardano also has a good chart, but Trash Coin Cardano, Trash Coin XRP as well. I think both of these get flipped by AVAX and Terra Luna. So I'm long on Luna, I'm long on RSR. The last one that I am still long on and that I've been buying and I've been accumulating is Chainlink. So Chainlink has a few interesting components to it, some of which we'll go over. So the first one I want to go over is the USDT chart for Chainlink. Obviously, we have a massive trend line breakout. Deviate past the pump and dump we had in September. I'm not going to pay attention to this because the supply and demand at this level did not matter as much as it did with the 15th level at $30. So I'm going to keep $30 instead of this one. So slice through this and you have a perfect retest. Also, this level held a lot more confluence as you came down and started testing this apex, because we were also trading Chainlink here. 200 EMA daily bounce. Made a bunch of money with that one. But again, I still think there's another major opportunity coming up with Chainlink here. There's still a few fundamental events. Chainlink needs to announce staking. Whenever that's going to occur, I don't know when, but the day it does, I see Chainlink going like 8 to 10% in that day. And for Chainlink, that is a massive move considering the economic power that it needs to move right now. So Chainlink is a buy right now. $24, $23, sitting on a major trend line. All oscillators on high time frames are at the literal bottom of their range here. I think this is a solid buy. And then we can go into the Link Bitcoin chart. I haven't looked at this one, so we'll go over this one for you guys. I think it's been a downtrend for quite some time, only because Link has been an underperformer as far as 2021 goes. It hasn't had those massive 60 to 70, 80% moves. Chainlink is quite literally, I think, the same price level as it was back in 2020. So still a lot of room left, and I think there's a lot of accumulating that's been occurring on it. And one of the first things here, this is a little similar to the RSR chart. As you can see, descending triangle into support here. We've had this level defended for probably the last 200 days again. This is about 43 sats. Exact same philosophy I gave you guys before. if you own a lot of the denominating asset that you see decreasing in value, right? And you see a breakout occurring on the altcoin chart to your denominator, this is when you swap your denominator for the numerator, which would be Bitcoin, into Chainlink. I don't think this is probably the best move. I would say you should probably go for a stronger asset until something like Link gives staking protocol, which then locks up a lot of supply to not be sold, because as soon as staking is released for Chainlink, this literally means that there is less selling pressure immediately in the market, which is bullish, right? Less selling pressure, the better. Less supply, the better. Price can only go up from that point. And that's why I think Chainlink is a good buy. We do rely on a fundamental event. Sergey needs to release the protocol for staking, which should happen someday. I don't know when. But even if it doesn't, chart looks just as fantastic as it did before. Oh, if you hear an echo, mute Hunter's stream because you're hearing me twice. All right, doesn't look like we have any questions. Oh wait, there is one here. How do you feel about XRP long term? Is it a lotto? No, I don't think it's a lotto by any means, but I also don't think that you're going to make the most money from it. I don't know how long you guys have been here. A lot of you guys are new. We were trading XRP heavily in this dollar range, and we got our massive breakout. You know, we made roughly 25% on our XRP and ended up getting out of it at a perfect time. We'll go over the chart right now to tell you what I think about it. I think it's probably one of, if not the shittiest chart in the market for a few reasons. One, it doesn't seem to be able to hold support whatsoever. Nobody's trading this coin anymore. It was actually the coin with the worst press behind it. It is one of the only coins to have not hit all-time highs that it had previously in 2017. There's just a lot of bad things going for XRP, and it's, as of recently, it's not a chart I'm looking at anymore. Not a chart I'm looking at. We had a weekly breakout. We had a major breakout here, and the breakout we only accrued about 9% from the breakout. Thank God we bought it earlier than the breakout to occur 15% more than that. But breakout occurred. It could not be defended. It broke out at a bad time in September. So it doesn't look like we're going to be holding this trend anymore. It looks really bad to me right now. That's why I'm focusing on other coins rather than XRP. So maybe if we get fundamental event, XRP comes out, beats SEC case, a little bit more bullish because a fundamental thesis change would change my mind about this. But right now, the chart is definitely not in my favor to trade. It doesn't follow my thesis. Also, I think last time I charted this, there was a major trend line we needed to get held. And as you can see, literally on the day of the trend line break, you have your massive breakdown, and that is 15% drop. So as much as I've made a lot of money on XRP in the last month. I know you guys have seen it from the archive post, but I'm not going to get emotionally attached because I made money on it. The chart is telling me to not trade this yet. I will trade this back above $1. Right now, I'm not accumulating below 93 cents. I'm not going to be an XRP moon boy and hope this hits all-time highs again, because I think all-time highs are $3 or so. So that's like a 3x from current price. That shit's not going to happen. So I'm sorry if you guys hold a lot of XRP and it's your baby, but the chart looks horrendous. Make your money and move on. XMR Dash Zcash. So it looks like we have some security. All of the privacy tokens, XMR Dash, Zcash, we'll go over those too. I guess those also haven't hit 2017 highs. The only one I think Zcash might have, actually. If I'm not mistaken, Zcash might have. Oh, it almost did. So Zcash, this is a good one to go over too. I think this is a buy coming up because it is one of the more close coins to its all-time highs. I think 400. Yeah, this might be the closest one out of the privacy tokens to its all-time highs, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Dash is further away, and I think XMR might be even further. Yeah, XMR is even further. Zcash definitely looks the best. Zcash is the strongest pairing out of all the privacy tokens for sure. Axs Bitcoin. I got you. We'll go over that one right now. So let me just rephrase. We've gone over everything I wanted to do. Bitcoin market sentiment, I think right now is like a perfect time to be someone that's going long. It's kind of odd to be bearish at these levels. It's weird to be bearish after a 23% drop plus major trend line retest plus taproot. So there's a lot going to be bullish right now. We said this last time, guys. I literally told you guys when we were at 30K last time. I made a video of it. You can go back and check this. There was really no reason to be bearish at 30K last time. I said we were going to hit all-time highs going into the end of the year. From 30K, we went back to 69K, right? The same exact thing. It's very weird to be bearish right now at this level because there's a lot going for it. I'll go over it again for those of you that can't remember what I'm saying. One of the major low time frame breakers is this break of lows. Well, I'll even move this lower. We'll put this at 55.6K. Break this low of range, right? Because this is manipulation. Manipulate the lows, reaccumulate at the lows while everyone else is selling and wants to buy back their bags. Have the whales and the, as you want to call them, smart money, rebuy their bags below the low range. As soon as you push it up and break back, everyone that was in this range who wanted to buy back lower, they can't buy back lower anymore. You've broken the range. There's a new bullish sentiment reenacted right now. So what do? They start buying back in the mid-range. Right? As soon as they start buying back in the mid-range, they're just going to push it back up to the supply, and all the whales that were buying down here, the smart money, is going to tank the price back down. And the people who bought back are back at break even, and now they're scared. And what do whales do again? Mark up the price when they sell. Guys, you need to, I like a lot of the SMC concepts from a psychological standpoint. I don't trade the exact price action that they follow, but it makes a lot of sense on what they do. A lot of people have been going through this consistently back and forth, back and forth. You'll see a lot of people who've been trading crypto for the last year who haven't made a lot of money because they're people that fall into this idea of break of lows. All right, we're going back down to the next support. It does not happen. They're wrong consistently. Okay, so what was the next question? Can you explain again comparing coin to Bitcoin logic? Yeah, so it's very simple in what happens here. Let's just do Ethereum Bitcoin because it's one of the major ones right now. All it is, if Ethereum is on top, this is your numerator. If Bitcoin's on bottom, this is the denominator, right? The basis to this theory is if the chart, and this is all you need to look at is the chart. If the chart moves down, the denominator is increasing in value faster than the numerator. This means that there is an opportunity cost on holding Ethereum because Bitcoin is outperforming. Same thing as if it goes to the upside, that means Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin, and there is an opportunity cost involved in holding Bitcoin. And this is why I said earlier is I think Ethereum is very much so ready to outperform Bitcoin once again, and why you should be looking to buy Ethereum and maybe even move your Bitcoin profits into Ethereum, or just move all of your Bitcoin into Ethereum because it's a lot stronger on the denomination chart right now. Okay, into the next one. Let me see how long I've been recording for. 42 minutes, so we're not even at an hour yet. You guys, we'll do it in an hour. I think we'll get all the information done there. Okay, so here's Axs Bitcoin. Who said this? I forgot who it was. I think it was 3D. Absolutely parabolic chart here. Yeah, this is not actually one of my, I don't exactly know how you would trade this one, except for maybe the trend line break retest, which I could see occurring fairly soon. Other than that, you're further down from support than I would like, but bullish pennant, I think all metaverse coins look exactly like this. If I bring up, watch this. I don't know if this is gonna look the same, but let's do, is this daily? Put on the 4 hour, might look a little bit better. Yeah. So these all are going to look very similar. All the metaverse coins, of course, outperforming Bitcoin right now as they go 300, 400% in a week. Looks good. It's not the best price action I want to see. I'd rather see it closer. I think the risk here is a little heavy. I don't think Axs underperforms Bitcoin by 30%, but it's not something the chart doesn't make me want to trade it by any means. There's another coin I want to go over. Was it Cardano? Because I said, yeah, Cardano was one that I want flipped. Get Cardano flipped on the market cap by Luna or AVAX, as I said, and we're looking good. This is another coin we've had for a very, I don't own any Cardano anymore. We're buying this shit at 25 cents. So I've made great fucking money on this. And then I think it was $1. When Cardano hit $1, I was like, dude, this thing is like a stable coin. It doesn't move. So this is where I started selling it. It was 168 days of doing nothing. You don't hold a coin when it does that. Anyways, there's a reason we should look at it now. There's a few reasons we should look at it now. I think who bought it? Somebody just sent out a signal to buy this. I don't know who it was. I think it was Glacier. Oh yeah, right here, 148. Yeah. And that was a good buy too because Cardano on major support past a lot of this. I think this was smart contracts drop. So forget all of this weird fundamental manipulation that occurred here. Chop this out of the charts. Let's do this. Get rid of this. Oh God, it's still showing. Whatever, you see what I'm trying to do here. Forget the choppiness. Look at the major points of support here. We're going to have the flip. Boom, boom, boom. And then you have your breakout. This is textbook. We did this last time. So a lot of you who are here from last time, you know exactly what we're getting into. You get your breakout. You get your retest. And then you can have your, the rest of the fruition of the trade. I think a lot of Cardano technically does rely on what its plans are for the future. I don't know, there's a lot of memes going around. I don't know how smart contracts are doing. Cardano NFTs maybe. But chart looks good. Probably a retest of the 200 EMA. It's at 18%. That's really good for a top 10 market cap coin. 18% move, that's really good. Looks like you guys are already up. How much are you guys up right now? 148. You guys are already up like 5%. So it looks good. Not my favorite coin to trade, but if the chart looks good, we can still trade it. So I think Bitcoin's gonna break out soon. Oh, look at this. As we've been talking about this too, like fantastic. Bitcoin breaking these highs, which you want is the next. I mean, the supply zone is coming up, and we'll probably be able to watch this live together. 0.5%, and this is exactly what I was talking about. Get the breakout here. Get the breakout of the range lows, and we'll start getting about a lot of retail buying back their positions because they fumbled the bag and didn't buy it lower. But there's going to be tons of opportunities in here. As I said in the beginning of the stream, I don't know how long it's going to actually last. I don't think it's going to last that long because as soon as you start retesting this range high again, 59K, you have the 200 EMA on the 4-hour again. So I think there's a lot of sell volume that's going to come in here from a lot of the whales that were buying lower. It's a 7% move. That's plenty of money to take gains on here. What do you think of SRM? Honestly, SRM's a goddamn shit coin. I haven't touched SRM in a long time. Last time I traded SRM was at $7 here. I bought SRM here last time. Yeah, I made good money and we saw this spot here. Let's just pull it up. For those of you who are new and don't know the track record, let's pull the screenshots here. Unfortunately, SRM doesn't really move as well as Solana would because it's the same ecosystem. So they don't move as well. I just got an alert for something. Let me check this. Bitcoin, I just got an alert for Bitcoin. I think it just broke. Look at that. Playing out perfectly as we wanted to on stream. And there you go. So there's the test right now. You want the breakout here. This is mainly where supply is going to come in. But literally picture perfect. This is exactly what we wanted. Oh, beautiful. Look at this. Let me collect my fucking clout real quick. Picture perfect. I mean, look, so this is something we do a lot. I mean, there's a lot of reasons that you buy at these levels, right? Buy SRM, took the ride up, hit the supply zone, you sell your orders off. Now, why do I think it's a shit coin? Well, first off, it hasn't respected a lot of supports that it's been hitting. It didn't respect the 200 EMA again. The next support is where? $4 maybe? The chart looks absolutely horrible. This isn't something I want to trade. Look at this. Look at this. I mean, here's the next support. This is where range highs were. Range highs. And then you break. And then here's the break. And then you have to respect this again. And it didn't. It broke back below it. So I'm not touching SRM when the chart looks like this. Not going to touch this. Just because it's cheap, guys. Just because it's down 63%. SRM's fundamentals are not as strong as Solana. You need to understand the ecosystem in which it's a part of. Not strong fundamentals compared to Solana. I'd rather trade Solana than this one. Also, the chart looks disgusting. Maybe if it reclaims, I'm 100% okay if this comes back 13% and then hovers back around support for a monthly closure above. Even a weekly. How long is it? 2 hours until weekly closure. I would be a lot happier buying this if the weekly closure came back above. I'm okay losing out on 15% if this occurs, just so I can buy on a better chart. I hope that answers your question. What about SRM to 50? I don't know who the fuck said that. SRM to 50 is a top 10 market cap coin at that point. Okay, guys, I'm taking questions right now. So send it. We went over literally everything. Bitcoin sentiment, ETH sentiment, why ETH's going to outperform Bitcoin. Going over the denomination of ETH in Bitcoin. We've gone over 3 of my favorite coins. We should probably go over MATIC too, because MATIC's another one of my favorite coins. We've gone over the low time frame Bitcoin and what I expect, and it's absolutely beautiful right now. So if you're taking these entries, you're already up right now. We went over RSR, went over Luna, went over Chainlink. Beautiful. So I think we lead up to you guys asking me the rest of the questions. Damn, sorry guys about everyone getting kicked out of the stream. We're doing it on Zoom next time. So doing it on Zoom next time. Absolutely. I'm so glad this occurred while we were on stream as we were talking about this. I mean, break of highs. Break of highs within the manipulation. Break of lows within the previous weekly trend. Guys, this is why do I call it a weekly trend? It's because this thing took a week, 7 days, 9 hours. It's a week within this trend. It's a weekly trend that it was stuck within. And we are breaking out of it right now. Absolutely just beautiful to see this.
You know what's looking good too? MBOT. You remember we bought that at $4?
I sold my inbox at 7. Where's it at right now?
$8. But look at the daily chart. It hit have a 34 EMA at 550.05, and it barely missed it. That was the zone of liquidity it needed to fill before pushing back up on the daily chart.
Yeah.
Good.
Let's,
another metaverse coin for you.
Yeah, let me.
Don't forget Mass. You called that one out too.
Let me collect my clout real quick. No, I know a lot of you guys watching this are new, so y'all don't know the track record here, but fuck yeah, hit a big banger on this one. So yeah.
It was at $8. I sold it all. I was like, oh my god.
Hell yeah. Okay, so I don't know if I'll trade it inbox again. It looks good. I like the 4 hour. I'd probably focus on the majors right now, but yeah, looks good.
Check out Math. Another one you called out.
Mask. I sold Mask. I think I sold Mask literally within 3 days of trading it as well. Cause I can literally show you exactly where we bought Mask. Yeah, I remember this one because the day of we went parabolic. Yeah, we bought Mask right here on the break, parabolic, and I think we bought Mask one more time, and then I sold it. And I think I sold it literally right here, and then went a little bit more. But this one doesn't look too bad. Not my favorite one. It's very pump and dumpy. Like 1 or 2 traders can manipulate these candles, but not bad. Still holding all of S Fund. No, so I do hold a lot of S Fund still, but we still. So if you guys ever want to know what I'm doing with my positions, go into Crypto Archive, search up my name, and then search up the ticker you're looking for. And you'll see it. I mean, I updated S Fund 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Updated S Fund 5 times with take profits. But yes, I still own it. Great trade. Great write up. Love that one a lot. Let me put Bitcoin back up there. I think someone asked about ICP. Let me go over MATIC because MATIC's one of my favorites as well. Look. What did I say? Watch, you're going to see more parabolic movements here from Bitcoin just because of retailers are going to start buying back in again. Break the lows, manipulation. This is where you're buying. What do you think of ENJ and Link? I already went over Link. I like ENJ, but I like basic attention token more. Check Adam. Okay, so there's a lot of questions being asked now. If you didn't get your question answered, send it one more time. I'll go over it. Ooh, Adam is sick. Adam is sick right now. Oh, this is a long. Look at this, within seconds. If you can look at a chart, you can determine whether you should long this or not. You know how it's looking. Yeah, this looks great. I like Adam here. Supply zones are probably fairly close to us though. 30 bucks. Yeah, it doesn't look bad. I think MATIC is a really strong one too. MATIC is personally, it used to be one of my favorites until it didn't move for a long time, and then I just had to eat up the opportunity cost and start moving equity into something else. But MATIC is definitely one of my favorites. Also, I think a lot of these layer ones, like these stronger fundamental tokens, are getting a lot more love as of recently. And I think MATIC is due for more parabolic movement. Hasn't moved too much, and there's not a lot holding it back. There's not a lot of, like, supply isn't being shocked by staking or anything. MATIC has like a very low APY staking protocol, so it's not like cake. It's not like cake or Hex that the entire supply is like locked up. But MATIC is a strong buy. You can buy it literally anywhere within this range. I think all-time highs are favorable for this one within the next 6 months, I'd say, going into December. The majors will take precedent here, as I said. Bitcoin dominance heats up, and the altcoins under the top 10 market cap start losing. I don't understand, but are you trying to hold any try? I don't have any try. Litecoin, I definitely don't want to go over Litecoin, but we'll do it. Some of these coins, like, I've like taken out of my mind to trade, and I just do not touch them anymore. Litecoin is one of them. Like Cardano was also one of them. They just didn't make me. They weren't making me money, so I just didn't trade them anymore. Like Litecoin just doesn't make me money right now. Took too long for parabolic moves. Took too long for breakouts. The one thing I can say, the chart isn't that bad anymore. I think last time I was looking at Litecoin, it was in this range. It just did nothing, right? All of my alts during this time that I was trading were just going parabolic during the same time. And then Litecoin has its like 1 day. So not my favorite coin to trade, but to be fair, and for the Litecoin maxis, now is a good time to buy. So if you're bullish on Litecoin, like, it's a good time to buy right now. You're on volume shelf, which is the best zone to buy. You're on 200 EMA daily, also the best zone to buy. So this is a good buy if you're looking at Litecoin and it's one of your holdings. You can add to your position now. What are the other questions? How can you tell, can you tell me how do you see the difference between deviation down the lows and just a dump? I don't know what that even means. And so define just a dump, because a deviation to the lows is simply put is the price moving down. There's no price action with it. You have to rephrase the question so I understand you. I can tell you about manipulation of swing breaks, but I have no idea what you're asking me. This is literally what I'm looking at right now and what I explained to you guys earlier. This is a deviation of the break of lows, right? You break the lows and you deviate below this, right? And this is the markup. You had a 25% drop from all-time highs. How much more do people want, right? A lot of greed it's weird when there's fear in the market, greed also kicks in, because a part of being greedy is also waiting too long to get a price that you're never going to get. This happened at 30K. I feel like I'm just repeating myself, but if you weren't here, then I understand why you're asking this question. But it's the same thing. Greed isn't just waiting for price to go up more to take profits. Greed is also waiting for price to go lower to buy it lower when it's not going to work out for you. You've had a 25% dip. You've had a 22% dip. It's greed to be bullish and not buy Bitcoin, right? That's technically greed to have that massive discount and still not want to buy it and wait for more. That's a part of greed, right? And a part of that greed is understanding that when fear enters the market, people want those greedier entries and the break of low, right? And I want to explain this a little bit more to you so you understand. The manipulation of the lows is having a range break, right? You'll see deviations in it, just like this, a deviation of the highs. You have some wicks to deviate the lows, and then you have something that breaks the structure, right? And when I say break of structure, this is the structure. When it breaks out of this and trades below it, you have a break. The structure has been broken, and the lows are being manipulated. How else can you tell the lows are being manipulated? Because there's a support right below the lows here. The trend line I went over at the beginning of the stream, and the reason you should be bullish at these levels, right? A manipulation of the lows. Most of retail doesn't understand what's happening here. I'd say all of them don't understand because they don't want to buy yet. They'll buy it when price is 10% higher. Price is manipulated below the lows, right? Stop losses are hit. You need to understand. If you can tell where the rest of the market is putting their stop losses, and there's a lot of wicks. Look, this wick here probably took out a lot of traders. This one right here. Because it's very easy to tell where retail's putting their stop losses. And why does somebody want to hit other stop losses? Well, when a stop is hit, it's sold back to the market. If something's sold back to the market, what is produced? Someone tell me. If a stop loss is hit, liquidity, yeah, right there. If a stop is hit, it's providing something that another person wants, right? It's liquidity. So if you mark price up and down to certain points, right? Like this, price marked above this high, right? You have stop market orders. This means people will buy here. If you have a stop market order, it buys at a certain level. So traders might place stop market orders here and here. Price gets marked, people buy, and then price gets marked down. That means that they sell it back. So liquidity is getting produced and you have further selling pressure pushing you to the bottom of the range. And then liquidity produced by the lows, it's psychological SMC techniques, right? It's just something that you should keep in mind. Manipulation is normally something that is an opportunity for you to look out for, and you can manipulate yourself, right? Because if you can identify it, you can manipulate others by following the same techniques that these massive traders are using to bid and mark price up. Okay, so there's Litecoin. Technically, I do actually like where it's at right now. Normally don't trade this. This actually might be a trade sometime soon. I like the other ones first. MATIC, Luna, RSR, Link. I'll trade them first. Bitcoin as well. Ethereum as well. And look at this beauty on Bitcoin right now. It's doing exactly what we want. Let's see. Any other questions here? Check Crow. I'm not touching Crow. I'm sorry. Some of these coins I'm just not going to look at. I don't care. I don't think I'll buy Crow in the next 10 years. So I'm not going to look at it. I'm sorry. Feel like Wi-Fi going to do something. I'll look at Wi-Fi because we were trading Wi-Fi 2.
Did you ever own Monaco coin?
Monaco?
Yeah.
No.
That was the other privacy token that was like really, really expensive back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
It was used heavily, and one of the people that owned Monaco coin is actually Crow. They just renamed, or Crypto.com. They just renamed themselves. They're the ones that in 2016 they had the debit card. Remember the metal debit cards?
I know they still have them right now.
Gold, one is silver. Yeah. It's just like that's where all their money came from. I don't know if you've noticed that they've been buying sponsorships left and right.
No, I've seen it. No, I've definitely seen it.
Trap money.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, going on to Wi-Fi. Not bad at all. I need to chart with a little bit more data. Wi-Fi might have better data on Coinbase. There we go. There we go. Sometimes you gotta change the chart and give you more data. Yeah, we have data from $700 here. Maybe you have to go to the weekly frame. That's not bad. It's not bad, but the only thing I see in this chart is price being defended at a consistent zone. I mean, price continually gets defended at, call it 28K, coming back down. Yeah, it could be a good buy here. It's just not in my thesis to buy this. There's not enough confluence for me to buy it, but it doesn't look bad at least. Right, look at this. It's not bad. I also have a problem with Wi-Fi because it tends to not move as much as the rest of the market, especially the DeFi market. So it's not a bad buy. Honestly, the risk to reward is fairly low here as well. Yeah, you risk maybe waiting 10% more for another to bid more, but it's not that bad. It's not perfect, but it's absolutely not bad at all. This could be an easy buy. It's not as nice as Litecoin though, because I like a lot of these to have the 200 EMA trading below them, because as you can see, right, it's acting as major supply right now. So what's going to happen here is you're literally just going to have this curl, and then one day. This will go crazy one day, right, as long as the rest of the market keeps up, because you have that downtrend breakout under support. I don't know when. I'll keep Bitcoin up because I think Bitcoin is just grooving right now. All right, what else? ENS, sure, we'll do ENS. Is actually a fun one because I know there's a lot of hype behind this. I don't really understand what it does. I know it has to do with the domains, but other than that, I'm not sure. Like, I'm not sure what the coin itself does. Yeah, there's not a lot of data on this. Holy shit. This is new. I forgot. Yeah, well, it's selling off perfectly. Literally perfectly at 82 bucks here. ENS holding above, consistently above previous demands here. Higher lows for the last 7 days. Yeah, this looks really good. I like this chart. I would buy ENS. ENS isn't a part of my portfolio, but if it was, I'd buy more here. I like this one. It's a little choppy, but it works well. Yeah, this one works well. Okay, what else here? I'm sure you've seen Johnny Robbie talking about Swash. If you know anything about it, I don't know anything about Swash. Sorry. Yeah, I can't tell you much about it. Have I gone over sushi? No, I haven't. I also don't want to. I'll literally look at the chart for a second with you, but it's another one of those charts where it's like, I'm making money. I'm making so much more money in other places that this is, yeah. Shit like this I'm not going to look at. The only good thing about sushi is I know the downtrend has been capitulated so fucking hard that you're going to have these massive bounces. I think it did today. Yeah, 14% bounce today. You either get a 14% bounce from buying a shit coin like sushi that got capitulated for a month, or you buy fucking RSR with me like we did yesterday and you make the exact same amount on a strong setup. You make even more on a strong setup. So that's why, like, I won't consider this like a trade setup that I'll take, just because there's other ones with stronger setups making the same move. So yeah, I'm not gonna go over sushi. That's what I'll go over. That's the most I'll go over for you. Got capitulated. It's been downtrending for an entire month. It's been getting absolutely destroyed. Every fucking person I know on Twitter has been talking about sushi's going to break out. Sushi's going to break. Dude, we can go on Twitter right now and show you that they were saying this shit. This is normally when I don't even want to trade them too. If there's hella people talking about this shit and I know they got bad track records, they were all sushi's about to bounce. Sushi's going to bounce. No, it's fucking not. So it also sushi leaves a sour taste in my mouth also because of that, because there was just so many fucking people talking about it breaking out and they all lost so much fucking money. So I just put it in the back of my mind, like, I'm not touching this yet. I'll go over one. Harmony One's dope. So Harmony One, I assume this has a good chart right now. Harmony One normally has a good chart. Yeah, this kind of reminds me of a little bit of Atom. I think the daily 200 is sliding up into support right now. Because Harmony isn't down too much from all-time highs here. 30% from all-time highs. However, I mean, we were buying this at 9 cents. So I don't think that this is, this technically isn't really like the dip that I don't think I'll be buying. I don't think it's strong enough yet, but the chart looks great. Great for a long-term hold if you have Harmony One. I honestly, when I chop up for layer ones to trade, it's like AVAX, Solano, Luna, Harmony One, Ethereum. Those are like the ones that I'll mix in, and like whichever one has the best chart, like I'm going to allocate my sources to that the most. As I said before, diversification is great for those that are either impatient or for those that don't understand what they're doing. But if you understand what you're doing and you know how to trade, diversification hurts you really bad. So diversifying myself into all those layer ones when I understand one has a better chart and has a better chance of breakout than the other ones, is the reason I go for Luna over Harmony One. But Harmony is still solid. I don't know if it's going to have parabolic movements. I think Luna does. Luna's been compressed for a minute, so that's why I'm long on Luna. It's already up what, 5% since we've been talking about it. 5% exactly since we've been talking about Luna. So still good moves. Harmony's not too bad, but this kind of reminds me of Coddy too. This kind of reminds me of the Coddy chart. Coddy recently invalidated this chart, I believe. Yeah, look at this. So Cotty did invalidate his chart to its lower deviation. Now, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer, but I'm going to show you guys something. Watch this. Boom, okay. Look at the charts now. I knew they look similar. Look at the charts now. Now, I'm not going to say that Harmony 1's going to have the fate of what Cotty had, because look what happened to Cotty. It ended up breaking the support, right? But the charts look similar, so not exactly something I want to buy yet. Cotty, though, on the other hand, it's at a good low. It's at a good low. Unfortunately, there's a lot of other coins that do the same thing it does with its functional payment systems, but this one's not bad. This honestly is a better buy than Harmony 1, I think, because you had a 50% dip. I don't think you'll have manipulation under here, because this is technically a range-bound manipulation. The best trade on Cotty would be a break back above, right? Because then you have confirmed manipulation into expansion. Not saying the fate's going to be the same, but it looks very similar to me. Harmony 1 also does like 100x the amount of things that Cotty does, so keep in consideration that the asset's fundamentals play key roles here.
BNB held up pretty freaking well during this whole thing.
If you think ETH is going to be king for a long time, I'd add ENS. Oh, because ENS is built completely off ETH. Can we get a denomination here? Oh, ENS hasn't been. I was going to do ENS to Ethereum, but I don't think it's even been around long enough for it to make sense. I'll set alerts on ENS. I also feel like it's one odd thing about ENS to me is like there's a lot of people that have the entire supply of ENS was given to people for free. So there's a bunch of people with mad ENS supply who got that shit for free, so they don't give a fuck about dumping it, which we saw. But I expect that the new faithful followers of ENS aren't going to do that, because the change of wealth for airdrops is normally within the first 3 days, and ENS has been around for probably a month now. That's what my question was. Do you know it's manipulation before? So expansion only comes after manipulation. If you break the lows of your manipulation frame, then you're just going to fall further. That's your invalidation. JC000. That's the only way you can tell if you invalidate the manipulation phase, because the manipulation phase itself is going to be a range. ICP, we'll go over ICP. Oh, ICP is the biggest shitcoin of them all. I mean, not that it exactly matters how bad this one is, but holy crap, from $600, and there's fills up here, mind you. People were filled up here in the thousands, but I'll give them the sake of the doubt to say I filled at 300, down 90%. Look, when I was trading back in end of 2017 into the mid-year, was it quarter 2 2018? This is a very common chart to see, right? This is 2017 right here. This is, what would this be? October, November, December, into death. Because that's what happened to every coin that really didn't have anything going for it. Yeah, I think Salt was one of them that I remember, but I don't know, guys. Trading ICP is so odd to me because it doesn't do anything. You're looking at micro pennies. You're making pennies on the dollar here trying to trade this thing consistently. It's going to work one day. It will work one day. It always does. I mean, it happened when we traded SHIB, it worked one day. But look at this. I mean, you're sitting on good support. If you're an ICP fanatic, you buy it now. There's no question about it. If this is something you want to trade, you're buying it literally right now as I say this, because you're on support. Your risk is low. It's been defending this for over 65 days. So you have 2 months of defending of this level. So somebody keeps buying it, right? You buy ICP now. Perfect. Thank you. How do you determine the manipulation range? Sorry, it's my first month. You have to wait. So within, I'll go over this real quick. I don't want to go over this too much because this isn't a concept that I teach all that much, but I'll show you exactly what I mean. The manipulation range, the way you determine it is not by predetermining it. It develops itself, just like this. You have to wait for it. So once it breaks lows, you're in a waiting phase. You're in a waiting phase to determine the bottom of the range and the top of the range, which would have been right here, right? And you extend this to the top, and this is your full manipulation range. It's defined by manipulation because it's below the lows of the previous trend. And once you break out of it is when you begin your expansion into the next supply. Of course, yeah, no worries. I mean, it's honestly really cool to see this play out on stream because normally I got to tell you guys. I give you guys the info and then we have to wait a few days, but it works out right here. You break the manipulation in the stream. I'm sure, I mean, you can see the price. The price is definitely getting marked up by a lot of retail right now. And you begin your expansion. Normally, when this occurs, the expansion phases, if you get a good expansion phase, right, one that's actually going to break some key levels, it's going to come up to the next range highs, which, I'll move this over a bit. It's going to come up to the next range highs, which is right below 60K, so 59K. Incredible. Beautiful gains already. So, recap. How long have we been recording for? It's been a long stream. Not as long as the last one, so an hour and 15 minutes. We're going to wrap it up. It's a good time to wrap it up too, because everything we talked about, it happened on stream. So, did well. Can you check out CVC? No, that's like another one. Like, so, honestly, if you guys really want like the keys to being like really successful traders, like you're making good money every month, like you need to stick to a core thesis that you take on trades. CVC pumps way too, I mean, at least if you understand the history behind these coins, you've been trading for a while. CVC pumps too hard for me. The wicks, oh my god, trading futures on this is so fucking hectic. Like, look at this. I mean, these wicks aren't nothing to shy from. That was a 9% wick on the dailies back to back. And then you have a 40% wick on the daily. That's a 1 day. Like that shit, sure you can make a lot of money on it, but holy fuck, you gotta be by your PC the whole time. You gotta be on your shit for this. So for that reason, I don't trade this coin just because it can take my money too fast. I want to trade something that I can easily understand what's about to happen next. One single buyer, I could go in and put a market order for 300,000 on a CVC and you guys will see this shit pump up. This is probably these wicks are literally from someone just market buying. So I don't know. I'm not going to give you any analysis on this because I will not touch this coin. But the only thing I will tell you is break 70 cents and you could probably go further. But other than that, my money has not touched CVC for probably over a year. I think we're bouncing on everything. This is a beautiful Ethereum buys too should be doing well. I don't know where Ethereum's at. 42. Look at this. This is the 1 hour. This is literally the entire time I've been streaming. 3% move since we started streaming. And the first thing I said, the first thing we went over when we started streaming, the literal first thing I said is this is where you buy ETH now. So fucking fantastic. If you came in late, that's still fine. I still think it's a great buy. But yeah, fantastic to see that. Very satisfying. I'll take more questions. Let me know. Oh wait, the weekly closure. We're like an hour away. 2 hours away. 2 hours away from the weekly closure. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Absolutely hitting right now. Is it a good idea to enter Luna? You can enter it now. Go for it, bro. Do your thing. A lot of you are going to learn that managing your risk is managing it alone because I have no idea how to calculate your risk yourself. So for a lot of you who ask about entering now, entering later, the best time to enter Luna or the best time to enter ETH is on the support. Pull up your chart, right? If you guys need help in understanding how to determine these supply and demand zones, let's talk about it, right? You're approaching all-time highs on Luna here soon. We can easily tell you where this is getting knocked down previously. It's obvious. It's on the charts. Right here at 52 to 53. Anywhere in here, you're selling Luna because there's previous sellers here, right? In the event when you wouldn't sell in this zone is when you see markup price into markdown, which we didn't see. All we saw was supply hit, supply hit, supply hit, supply hit, no absorption, no absorption. No one's absorbing price here. It didn't sit there for long enough. What you want to see is price come back up to supply, get your rejection, start forming bases below this, start trading within it, and then you can have your markup breakout in the new moon, right? Why does this occur? Because if you sit within a supply zone long enough, the previous sellers who were the major supply holders have nothing to sell. It breaks down economics. If you sit in a zone where people are selling at a price they want and you sit there for long enough, they've sold everything. There's the wealth, the change of wealth has already occurred, so the price can only get marked up.
No, he's still talking.
All right, so that is practically everything I wanted to go over. And practically it looks like everything you guys wanted to. Looks like the questions are done. I hope you guys learned a lot. And thank you guys for tuning in on a 2 p.m. on a Sunday, if you're in Pacific Standard Time, or what is it right now? 5 p.m. in New York. We're on the East Coast. Thank you guys. Or what is it, 11 p.m. in Britain and Spain. I know some of you are from Spain and Britain here. So thanks for tuning in, guys. I seriously appreciate it. Hope you guys learned some things. All right. I'll do EOS. I got one. Sorry, someone spammed me in chat to go over one more thing. We'll go over EOS. But still, I appreciate all you guys. Here's what you want to look. You want to look at EOS. The risk, okay, fine. The risk to reward is good. The chart's disgusting. It's, it's not the best chart I want. I guess it's also not the worst, but your supply is coming up soon. 5% sell supply. This isn't something I trade, man. It doesn't fit my thesis. Does not fit it. The risk to reward is decent. We'll go to the weekly. It's not the worst risk to reward, though. I'll tell you what, if you want a long-term trade, EOS can still help you out here. I mean, the reason I want to put this zone here, I'll go over this real quick. This is a weekly. All of these weeks close below until you start getting buying pressure. And then you have June, July, August. And this is weird because these are the bullish months too. Yeah, look how stagnant it is. It kind of looks like Cardano. It kind of, watch this, dude. I don't know why. Watch this. It low-key looks like Cardano. If I go to weekly, look at this. Okay, not as similar as I'd hope, but this is what I hope it doesn't do, right? Let me make these look the same. Look at this. You have your deviation highs, your deviation high split, deviation high split. This one trades under, this one trades over. However, I think this is the main one to take in consideration here. This downtrend, right, which I assume is what you expect to break. I mean, Cardano's, a lot of people expected Cardano's to break too. It broke down. So does not fit what I want to trade. But gung-ho for you if you like it is risk reward's decent. You're on major weekly support, so you can only lose like 5%. Sorry. Quick go over adding these indicators. Which ones? I have a link. I'm just going to send the link out. I made a video on how to do it. I don't want to spend my time doing it now. I'll give you the video. All right, dope. Looks like all questions are answered, boys. Great stream, but even better than the stream, like great profits made during the stream if you were buying. Literally, if you're buying anything we were talking about. Anything. So I'll keep you guys updated through Crypto Archive channel. For those that are new, I should probably do a walkthrough of the Discord if you guys haven't watched the channel layout video on how to properly use the Discord and how to properly digest the information. But what we're expecting on Bitcoin, we've already broken through the lows of the previous range. This confirms the manipulation phase where the whales were accumulating. Here comes markup from retail buying pressure. Wait till supply hits. Get your next rejection. Again, I assume 2 to 3 days. Weekly closures in 2 hours from now. If I'm yeah, 2 hours exactly. 1 hour and 56 minutes if you want to be precise. Looks good. So I hope we all understand the primary lesson from the stream, which was these manipulated lows, right, of this range. Let me take off some of these indicators. I'm just gonna go over it one more time because it is a key element here. This is the range. This is the range that we're discussing. One of the key elements of a trading range, and this is what I've learned as of recently, is how to take advantage of range trading. Is not, you can either trade the range, right, by the lows till the highs, which is, it's very, very annoying to do this. I mean, these are day max trades and they sell off while you're sleeping normally. The main thing and the biggest gains I've seen come from these range trades is waiting for a break of the lows, right? Break of this range low. The range low is defined by the support breaking and then a base being formed, right? So 7 days, this is strong, right? Price should stay within this for a while. You break the lows, you form this base in here, and this is where you start buying. And if you don't even know this technique, if you don't know this range break low buying and manipulation technique, that doesn't even matter, because go to the weekly trend line or the daily trend line I discussed earlier. July to September dip, right? September dip, which was 30% or 25%. This dip, which was 22%. Again, it didn't make sense to be bearish here, right? Trend line bounces. Trend line bounces. You didn't even need to understand the manipulation techniques. You just buy the trend line bounce plus the dip, right? I was greedy to wait for anything else. Perfect. So that is it. I feel like I'm missing something, but
Thank you, bro.
of course, guys, of course.
Thank you.
No worries, boys. I want to pull up Bitcoin and ETH at this last part. Oh, look at it, rail. So again, ETH looks a lot better than Bitcoin. If you own Bitcoin, I urge you guys to just take into consideration moving some of that money into Ethereum, just based off this simple theory that, let's change this, just based off the theory that this denominator numerator effect is going to occur. Whether you like it or not, ETH will outperform Bitcoin once again.
Hey Les,
Yeah.
30K in there as you were talking earlier.
Let's go. Yeah, so good things are already going on. And for the alts again, the ones I like, RSR Luna, Link, MATIC, and then obviously Ethereum being a big one. But yeah, that is it. I seriously think that's it. I don't want to miss anything. It's about to be gone for a little bit. Oh, KSM. KSM, another good one, by the way. KSM I love. Hold on, let me check the ecosystem. I'm like straining this out. Oh shit. Oh shit, boys. There's 2 more. I can't believe I forgot about these. I wanted to go over to Polkadot. All right, Polkadot, KSM are buys too. Do I need to explain this chart to anyone? How many of you can digest this chart without me saying anything?
Mm-hmm.
I assume everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah, I assume we all know what this means. So DOT is a buy. DOT is a buy, KSM's buy. Dude, there's a lot. I'm going to make a crypto archive post because I feel like I've said a lot of information. I've probably lost half of you. So I'm just going to put it in layman's terms and post up in an archive. But yeah, these are buys. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. DOT for show. DOT for show a buy. Make that 3 BZRX. No, that's another coin I don't touch. Y'all giving me all these coins I don't like. Anywho. How far up is... ETH is up 7% for the day. Fucking crazy. Dope, dope. Alright, boys. Oh yeah, we had Bitcoin entries from Casper, I forgot. Homie entered at the lows. 54,300. Hell yeah, Casper. So Casper, for those of you, I think he has a stream later today, if I'm not mistaken. He'll probably go over these. Is he in here? Casper. I don't know. He might be. If he's not, there's another stream later that Casper's running. And he, on his stream on Thursday, because he does Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday streams, he did a stream on this. You guys literally bought Bitcoin at these levels, at these literal lows here. So he's going to go over that later today if he streams. I'm going to explain a little bit more. Thoughts on stocks in general? Trash. There's a reason 90% of my net worth is all in crypto. I still make money from it, but it's, as of recently, it's been absolutely dominated by crypto. We'll go over SPY, I guess, for the last one. I mean, SPY looking for a bounce this week, maybe. Coronavirus 2.0 just dropped, so the markets usually get fucked, but the markets understand that the coronavirus is fucking bullish for the market. I don't know when they'll finally discover that, but whatever. Yeah, you probably bounce here on SPY. For those of you that trade crypto and have never traded stocks, you're probably good to never touch stocks. Wait till the bear market happens with crypto to start moving into stocks. That's probably a good indicator on when you should start. But for now, it's okay. We probably bounce Monday. I expect a good week from stocks just because we've had such high capitulation. I mean, we had a 13% drop in one day. Or was that two? That was 2 days. So no worries about Bitcoin dropping with stocks and COVID. They already dropped. Guys, everything already occurred. What is it? Holocron? I don't know what the COVID what's the COVID strain called? Chronix, call it whatever the fuck it's called. The new strain the news already dropped and the market priced it in. So that was this 25th. Yeah, that was this drop. This is the Thanksgiving drop. I don't want to say it's from COVID, but the data came out the same day. All right, that is it. We're officially ending it here. We streamed for 1 hour and 30 minutes. So there you guys go. Thank you guys. Appreciate your time. Appreciate the questions. I hope you learned something. If you didn't, let me know what I could have done better for you guys to understand a little bit more. If you did learn something, drop a testimonial or hit my DMs to get something cleared up. I appreciate all of you guys' time today. Let's rock it. Let's hit another big week. If you guys weren't here for all of November, win rate for November, I think it was at 96.5%. I'm going to post my trade recap so you guys can see all the trades I took. The full transparency is in Crypto Archive, so you can back check everything that I say I won and lost to make sure I'm telling the truth. 96% win rate in November. Absolutely fucking crushed it. Looking to do the same thing for December. I think it's a bullish month, as I explained. I think there's a lot of bullish aspects going into this. So as long as COVID doesn't make 5 more strains and kills half the United States, I think we'll be solid. So much love, guys. Hope you guys have a good one. Talk to you later.